My mind is going. I can feel it.
Open the pod bay doors, Hal.
I'm sorry, Dave. I'm afraid I can't do that.
Evil will always triumph because good is dumb.
Never underestimate the power of the Schwartz.
I know what you're thinking. Did he fire 6 shots or only 5? Well, to tell you the truth, in all this excitement, I've kind of lost track myself.
This is the IFB Thursday night broadcast.
That's gonna work great, man. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And we are live.
And welcome to season 6 of IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. It's our award-winning pop culture, sci-fi news, entertainment channel. I'm New York Pete, your co-host with Krista Tipsy Toaster.
Yo.
And guys, we're really happy to have you here with us, either live or later. We bring you our unique take from, growing up watching and reading the 70s, 80s, and some 90s, TV, movies, cartoons, comic books, even reading some of the stuff that was out there, like actual paperbacks, and, going to conventions. So we are big Battlestar Galactica fans, classic especially. We love the franchise, but we grew up watching the original on TV as it broadcast live. And here we are, guys. Welcome to Interfleet Broadcasting.
I like Chuck. Chuck says I would like to date a theta.
Chuck is great.
I would like to date a
Chuck.
theta. Only people.
Chuck is
true people. Awesome. Our true fans, Battlestar, will definitely get that. I would love to date a theta. That needs to be on a T-shirt.
That's really cool, you know. Absolutely. Yes. And so does Starbucks. But anyway, very cool. Chuck, thanks for joining us live. You must be out there somewhere. I'm monitoring Facebook on our IFB feed. We have multiple platforms that we're actually streaming on. I know that we're getting thousands of views around the world. Thank you, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. I know that John 1 is in the green room waiting. We also have a great guest coming up, Derek Tyler Attico, who is a Star Trek writer, amongst other things. We'll discuss, his background and, things that he's been doing and catch up with him, which is really interesting since he's a franchise writer. And I mean, there's stuff. We have an unboxing to do. But before we go any further, Chris, may we bring on John 1
We may.
toast?
But does John 1 want to come on?
Oh, yes, he does.
Does he? I got to check his
Hey,
audio.
John. Good. What's going on,
I
bro?
got two of them. It's weird.
Same old. Get some good stuff tonight. Looking for my toast.
Cool.
It was a night toast. So.
You're going to be going to the There's a festival coming up, so I want to talk about that.
Festivus for the rest of us?
That's right. Convention.
A convention. So Pete's drinking
Yes.
tea of some type. Or what else? What?
I am. Yes.
Of course.
Go ahead,
Earl
John.
Grey,
What do you got?
hot. What do you got?
That's correct.
I'm drinking Samuel Adams Cherry Bomb.
Nice. Woo. Excellent.
I'm low on alcohol here. I need to go to the ABC store because Virginia is like that. Damn, Virginia. You can't just you have to go to their store and buy their stuff if you don't want, whatever.
I feel the hypoglycemia already in that
There we
thing
go.
that
So-
John's drinking. I love it. Oh my God, what was that? Don't Q. Yep. Living up to the name, Tipsy Toaster. Hitting it
151.
up with some rum.
151.
Give it some rum.
Mm-hmm.
Give it some love. Give it some rum. Ooh, look at that.
That's 151. This stuff actually catches on fire.
Okay. Thank you for that little factoid.
There's a visual. So if you ever need a flaming drink, Don Q, 151.
All right. Thank you very much. Little product placement. Wish they were giving us something, but they're not.
They're giving me something.
So, yeah, it's going to give you a buzz.
Nah, doubt it. Anyways, thank you for being here. We really appreciate it. Just stepped on Pete. Sorry, Pete. But it is important that we recognize you, the fans, the people who make things happen. I went on an angry rant with Pete today about fans and fandom and how Hollywood isn't paying attention to us. And yeah, I got a little out of hand there for a minute. Thank goodness it was on text. I got it. But it's tracked somewhere, I'm sure. Anyhow, it's important. The fans are the best. The fans are what makes this happen. The fans keep the fandom alive. So we always toast to you because fans fuel the fleet.
Here's to you guys.
Whoo! Ha!
Oh, boy. John, how was that?
Wow, it's good.
Is it sour?
Kick.
Excellent.
Is it sour? Or is it?
Yeah, no, it's a nice little cherry. It's like a sweet.
Cherry.
It's like a sweet cherry taste. It's good.
That's good. I hate sours. Man.
Oh,
Although there's
cool.
I did like the sour monkey one. That's a good one. Let's see. Are you gonna put your mask on there, Pete, and say hello to people or not?
Actually, I'm not seeing much on my end. So I don't know. What do you got on your end?
You're not saying anything?
I'm not.
not
I don't
We got
know.
Audrey Moreno. Hello, Audrey Moreno. Hello, Kim Harms.
Oh, cool.
Ooh, yeah, I see them all.
Hello, Bert.
Hang on. Yeah, hang on.
Awesome.
Yeah, hang on. I'll get mine on.
It's got good on.
But I have to
There
do
we go.
mine. I have to do
Okay.
a special way here.
I didn't get my eyes done.
I
can't
see Kim. Hi, Lola.
Lola. Hey,
We
Lola.
see Erica. And we see Mr. Marino, award-winning author. And who else is out there? Let's see. Scott Good. Guinness Gagnon.
Excellent.
That's his uncle nearest whiskey shot. There we go. Kim Harms, Lola again. We have George Giacomis. George Jen in the house. Yeah, baby. Eric Riley, Chuck Davenport. And once again, I have to say, Chuck, I would date a Theta. Date a Theta. Bert Oliver. And that looks like about it.
All right, cool. For now.
Okay, I'm back.
Okay. All right. I hope you enjoyed that.
I did.
I
hope they enjoyed it. That's the important thing. It's fantastic.
Okay. Well, so John.
I forgot. Hang on.
What? What'd you forget?
More important.
Yeah.
And Chris Laskowski from Down Under.
Yes, Chris. All right. Awesome.
We got to get our Down Under friends. I know Baz is headed out to one of the air shows there. Should be, I forgot, I don't know what the exact date was, but him and
he's doing a bunch of stuff.
Him and the other Viper.
Whoa, really?
Yes.
And the other Viper?
Both Vipers will be there.
Whoa.
Almost worth a trip to Australia.
John, see if you can track down the other Viper, man, and get him. We got to get him on the show.
Yeah. So he finished it up. So it's both of them.
Oh wow.
Pictures, Baz. Pictures.
Yeah. Well, Baz put stuff up. We gotta catch up to the other guy though.
Mm-hmm.
He's got the Mark 1. We got to get him on the show, man. That's gonna be so cool. Very cool. John, you have a present. You have a segment for us. And yes. I got to see it. You got some pretty cool stuff to talk about.
I didn't get to see it, so this ought to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be good. You'll like it. You'll see.
Good stuff coming up. Mostly news, coming attractions. But
all right, John, take it away.
A few things to talk about today.
This just in. I love it. That works.
All right. I want to get that. We should get like the news things on Sesame Street. Remember when I came on, had that Muppet News breath? Beep, beep, beep.
All right, I'm looking that up now.
We got to get.
we can make one of our own, I'm sure, with AI.
Oh,
I'll talk to my Cylon friends.
Anything's possible.
Yeah, the things I do for the show.
There you go. Ideas, baby. Ideas.
Yeah, it'd be good. All right. I have a few things to talk about tonight. First up, let's hit the movies. Starting at theaters tomorrow, another Mummy movie. I think there's we're at the Cronin.
I thought you said mommy movie. I'm like, holy crap.
A mummy, yeah.
Mummy movie. Gotcha.
It's a mummy. It's about a journalist who loses a young daughter in the desert, and 8 years later she reappears. So we don't know what's going to happen. He finds out, they know who she is, and then it's not her, and she goes out and kills people, and that's basically it. So there's the movie right there. Save you $12 or how much it is. Yeah. And go see Hokum instead on May 1st. This is a pretty good horror movie. A lot of the sites have been talking about it. They say it's like the horror movie of the year. It's about a novelist who visits an inn in Ireland, and he went there to spread his parents' ashes, and only to find out the inn is haunted.
Oh,
he escapes. So it's pretty. The trailer's out now. If you check the trailer out, it's kind of creepy. Kind of creeped me out a little bit.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that.
It's May 1st. So it's getting, it's an original horror movie. It looks pretty good. So I'm happy that it's not canned or redone. So
cool.
Maybe it was like 30, 40 years ago, but it looks pretty good. And there's another video to movie coming to the theaters on May 6th, Mortal Kombat 2. Fans of the game will know that Johnny Cage will be in it, played by Carl Urban, fresh voice. Season 5 is out now. If you guys have been watching Boys, it's pretty good. There's going to be a Supernatural reunion on it, but fans will know. And that's going to be on May 7th, and just wait till it comes on HBO Max. That's what I'm going to do. And let's see. An AMC's anthology series is back for a third season. This one is The Terror, The Devil and the Silver. Will be about a man sent to a psychiatric hospital where he has to deal with patients, staff, and maybe even the devil. This has been a pretty good series. The first one was about the Terror. and the ship, and then the other one was a Japanese internment camps, and this one's pretty good too. So it's coming out May 7th on AMC. So that's a very good series. I enjoy it. And I just watched the trailer. It's good. Netflix live adoption of Gundam is still underway.
Mm-hmm.
And Sydney Sweeney will be joining the cast.
Nice.
Okay, I just hope there's good action. So it's going to be good. And James Gunn has announced Superman 2, Man of Tomorrow has begun filming. Looking forward to seeing it. DC is getting really good. Supergirl is coming this spring. A lot of the series, Lanterns, has just been pushed out to August. It was going to come out this month, but now they pushed it back to August. So we're still waiting for it. A lot of the Lantern fans are not happy about it, but we'll see. So I hope it's going to be good. And go get him, Lex. So Batman 2 is in the process of filming, and they released the cast. Robert Pattinson, who's never going to convince me he's going to be Batman, is Batman. Scarlett Johansson's going to be in it. Maybe she's going to be Poison Ivy. Who else? Colin Farrell is Penguin, who was working on Penguin 2. As well as Sebastian Stan, who's probably going to play Two-Face. Charles Dance is good in everything, so I wonder who he's going to play. So hopefully that's going to be good. And that should be out sometime next year. And hopefully, so season 4 of From is out now on MGM Plus. This series is great; just gets better and better. If you haven't seen it, watch it. It's a really good series. And also on Apple Plus on April 29th, Apple will release a new series, horror comedy series. Widow Beg. Couldn't see that. Maybe my handwriting. And that's with John Rhys, who was in The Americans. He plays a mayor of a New England town who tries to bring tourism to it. But he finds out the town's haunted, and they're also dealing with a wily siren. So looks pretty fun. Looks pretty good. The coming attractions are out now, so check it out. And last but not least, James Wan has been working on this project for a long time. He's still working on the Call of Cthulhu movie.
Mm.
He's saying there's a lot of money to bring it in, a lot of special effects and everything, but he's still working on it. Hopefully we'll see it. And so it looks pretty good. So, he does bring it to the real screen. He could have tried doing a color out of space, and that's an impossible movie to make. So hopefully that's going to come out pretty soon. And that should be for me, because I can't read my handwriting.
Great job, John.
That's why I type everything.
Good
I can't
choices.
read my own handwriting.
Good choices.
Yeah,
Good choices.
I typed it and I wrote the other part to it, so I got to get bigger prints.
Hey, listen, don't worry about it. It's all about the presentation, and you're doing great. Great shirt, by the way. I like the font, nice and big. So well done, John.
You didn't say anything about my shirt.
That,
what the hell? Let's get this.
You've already worn
Cylon
that shirt. Look at that.
People.
It's like all Cylon
That's
shirt.
right.
We'll talk about that later.
Here, the best part. Yeah, look at that.
Oh yeah.
It is pretty cool though. Yeah, there's a lot of the bad guys are on that. That's pretty cool.
Right. Wait. Here's
there's like an Ovion arm there. Yes. Yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool.
It's Ovion.
Yeah, look at that.
There's an Ovion.
Yeah, no, it is cool. It's a good shirt. I got one too. It's good. So John, you're heading out to the non-sports card festival. Aren't you going to be going to that, or did you go?
No, it came already. Couldn't go to it. I had to go to something else.
Okay, gotcha.
The weekend, my babysitting was needed, and my nephew wasn't going to go anyway, so we're going to go to something else. So we didn't
okay, go. I want to follow up, make sure in case you did, and if you didn't, that's fine. Just want to make sure. All right, cool. But there's a bunch of stuff going on. We have the mini con that we'll be going to like in June, and we got festivals, film festivals in between, including the Triborough Film Festival. We'll be screening The Stranded Warrior. That's in May, last 2 weeks of May. No details yet. I've been asking now. I started hounding them. Obviously, they're still working out all the details for scheduling. As soon as we know, for those of you in the tri-state area that want to come down and see the screening at the Triborough Film Festival in May, we'll give you a heads up. And then, of course, we have Shore Leave. Shore Leave is, putting out the red carpet for Battlestar. Jack Stauffer, of course, going to be there. Herb Jefferson, Lieutenant Boomer, and of course Sheba and Lockhart's going to be there as well. and we'll be there, right? We're going to be there. On display, John, is going to be Jack's jacket, Colonial Warrior jacket from the Second Coming, that he made with Richard Hatch. So you guys will be able to see it. It'll be there. We'll have it on display, courtesy of IFB, and we're grateful that Shore Leave has given us a table, John. So you'll be there too.
Yeah, I'll be there.
Yep. So we're gonna be doing
family. Have fun.
yeah. We're gonna be doing interviews, live interviews, and we're gonna try to do some live broadcasting. And John, you'll be with us, of course, for the screening of The Stranded Warrior that we're gonna do at Shore Leave. Right? We're gonna do a Q&A. So it's gonna be a lot of fun. And I think there was. Oh yeah, don't forget that there's going to be autographs. That Jack is sending some autographs for anyone that wants to purchase them. So we'll have
limited
those
supply.
at the
So
limited supply. Jack will be with us visually, right? So it's a virtual guest. It's official. It's been put out by Shore Leave. So that's great.
That's really cool.
Yeah, man, we're gonna have a really good time.
So you'll be able to ask questions of Jack.
Yeah.
One-on-one.
So that, one-on-one, you can come right up. We'll be manning the table, 2 tables, right? We're going to be working with Jack at his table. He'll be there Saturday and Sunday, 4 hours each. And we'll let you know the times and all that as soon as we start locking it all down. But Jack's confirmed. You'll see it on Shore Leave. We're gonna have a great time, John. I'm glad you're coming down.
Forward to it. Yeah, I'm happy I'm going to it. See a lot of friends. So
absolutely. And I just wanted to let everybody know that I know a lot of you, John, you know this from being on the webpage on our media page, that Wolf Media Festival recognized us with best podcast about pop culture.
That's important.
Best pop culture podcast 2026, and that is for festival. That's a festival win. So thank you to Wolf Media and Jacqueline and Richard. Thank you so much, guys, for giving us that recognition. So it's a big win for the IFB team and the family. 6 years in the making. Thank you, all of you. Thanks to everybody involved, and of course, thank you to Tipsy for He's the brain behind it. I just wanted to do an audio podcast. He said no, we're streaming. So I know, John. What do you feel? What are your thoughts?
I like streaming. I think we do a lot more. We reach out more. We have a lot more guests. People can see it, and we can show a lot more our stuff, and I show it off.
That's right.
The fans.
It's hard.
IFB,
it's hard to do.
The helpers. It's all
hard to do an unboxing on a podcast.
Yeah.
How would you describe it?
Everybody.
So if you notice, we got this cool thing, and it's got this black thing on the back of it, and it's got the silver pointy thing in the end of it, and oh look, it's even got a hole drilled in the front, just like a real one, and like you would never understand what that was.
And even the infamous gum episode. How are we going to explain that?
That's right.
Well, I'll tell you, that everybody's really enjoying the poster of the Warrior jacket. And we're going to have Rick Moreno, sci-fi award-winning author, who's been a past guest and has actually guest co-hosted. We're going to have him come on. We're going to talk all about the jacket. Now, I have mine, and we'll show it off, and we'll talk about the poster, and we'll get into some of the urban legends and some of the background on that company that actually sold that canvas Warrior jacket that was off color, because it was like olive colored. But we'll talk about it, and Rick, we're looking forward to having you, and we'll get into it. I still have my jacket, and so we'll share that, and we'll talk all about that, and the ad with Starlog. I have a couple of Starlogs with the original ad, and we'll get into it a little bit. So stay tuned for a future show. We'll do that.
Stay tuned.
Thanks everybody for thanks for supporting. But John, I'm not sure how far into what you're going to see now. You may or may not have an inkling, but we said we're going to do a Cylon unboxing, and that's all Tipsy. So
it's gonna take me a second.
This factory?
We shall see.
Oh,
The Cylon factory.
Yeah. It's the Cylon factory. Well, Tipsy, if you're ready.
I am not ready, but give me a
ready.
second and I will set something up.
Okay. Okay, set something up. So yeah, I teased it out. I kind of know. Now I know what it is, but I think everybody's going to get a real big kick out of this. And I've been in touch with one of the people involved that actually make this. So we are in for a treat as soon as Tipsy just received shipment today. So he said, "Hey, why don't we do an unboxing?" And he's looking forward to looking at it and showing it off. And I'm looking forward to
hang on
to actually seeing what's in the box. And
I haven't opened it yet.
Yeah, I know it's going to be great. I hope it's exactly what you wish for.
Right.
Yeah,
NDI camera is rolling. Let's see if I
Okay,
can get
let's
that
see.
up and running here.
Oh man, it's going to be fun.
From a hat.
I'm excited, Pete. I feel silent.
Let's see what kind of Cylon it is, though. It's going to be fun. Yeah. So, guys, listen. Thank you. We've sent out a lot of invites. So, a lot of you that either dropping in, watching this for the first time. We've invited a lot of you. Please like the channel. Please, that's how we support IFB. At the minimum is give us the likes, accept the invites, follow us when you can. Watch us on rerun. It's not a problem. We like having you here live with us, and we like you chatting it up and sending us messages and stuff. We enjoy all that. But it's okay if you do it. If you watch it later on, that's okay as well. And we have a really fun community, and we're looking forward to meeting up with as many of you as possible at Shore Leave. So if you're coming, yeah. And we're waiting to see if I'm gonna start rattling some cages and see who else is gonna join us on the Q&A during our panel for the Stranded Warrior. We have a bunch of people coming. Remember, you're going to get to see the trailer, John, and the film.
Okay.
And a lot of you are asking, where can we see it? We want to see the film. You want all these awards. Where are we going to see the film? So you're going to get to see the film after Shore Leave. So what we're going to do is after Shore Leave, John, we're going to have a special IFB premiere of the Stranded Warrior. And that whole episode is going to be just on the Stranded Warrior, and then right after we show it on IFB, we then will be putting it up on our YouTube channel, and that's where it'll live day and night. And then you guys that haven't had a chance to see it yet, you'll be able to see it and enjoy it as much as we did. And there you go. So it's coming soon. July 10 through 12 is Shore Leave. So after that, we'll have the show, and then it'll go up and it'll live on there. Remember that, we did the best to announce all the festivals that were online, and if you lived by any of those festivals, obviously we invited all of you to go see it, and some of you did, and some of you did watch it online. So, it's not a secret when there's a festival, or if the festival's online, we've put it out. And so it's not like, we've been holding that back. So if any of you want to see the Tower Protocol, I know that the Hermetic Film Festival in Italy is screening the Tower Protocol Resurrection as we speak. So there's a link in our social media. So, if you want to see it, you get the fee, you pay the fee, and you can watch 50 films.
Yep.
Right. 50 international films. So, it's I think it's a good deal. Tipsy, you ready?
No, I'm not ready.
Hopefully there'll be a sequel to our movie.
Yes. That's right. Yes, we can.
That's what that matters. Those numbers matter.
Right, I'm going to switch over audio.
Absolutely.
Give me a second. and it might get
Okay.
really echoey.
Yeah,
for a
the
second.
number, everything matters, everything counts, John. So
there we go.
It was fun filming it. It was fun being part of that.
Yeah, the Tower, both
yeah.
films. I mean, you were part of both films, but Tower Protocol has legs. We'll see, where
Pardon
we
the
can
mess.
go. The goal is to shoot a feature-length Tower Protocol movie, and so we're working on the story idea for the screenplay. But all right, so if you guys have tuned in just now, it's Tipsy Toaster, myself, New York Pete, and John One here on deck, and we're gonna do an unboxing. And so Tipsy Toaster is gonna break one of his toys by cutting it open. No, he's using
you told me not to.
some kind of a. Okay, good. So he's using something else to cut the box. He's unboxing a Cylon, and here we are. He just got it in the mail, and I told him don't open it. And so it's a Cylon unboxing live on IFB Interfleet Broadcasting, and Chris the Tipsy Toaster is busting into the through the tape. Obviously, he doesn't have a Cylon dagger to do it, but he's fighting and wrestling the box, and so there's no prep, right? And this is all live. And now we're gonna open. He's gonna get
All
into
live.
that box. How big is the box? Is it a small box or big box?
I thought it was a table first. I thought that's a box.
Yeah, no,
24
not
by
a table.
18 by 18.
Yeah, it's a big box. So let's see what kind of a Cylon is in that box. Let's see. I'm hoping that it's a Christmas ornament Cylon.
I think it's one of the big ones. Big Cylon. Big.
Oh yeah. What is this? I can promise everybody it's Battlestar Galactica related. And let's see. What is up? Piece number 1. Oh, come on. Let's go. Oh. Ooh. That's a boot.
That's a Volpa boot.
Oh no. What the
That's right.
heck? What?
Gold.
Oh no. You got boots too, man? Oh, there's gold. There be gold.
Uh-oh. I think I know what it is.
Yeah. Yeah, John. I think you got it.
That is the suit.
Nobody cares about that. You can put that away. Nobody cares about the other suit.
I deduced that with my third brain, guys.
Actually, that's heavy.
Oh, man. Yeah. Let's go. What do you forget about that stuff, man? Just throw them on the side. Let's get to the good pieces. Oh, it's the gold. It is. It is. John called it. It's Volpa. Yes. It is Volpa, baby. You're wrestling with Volpa, the Volpa helmet. That is so cool. Look at that. What you need is, if you scratch it, I'm going to be pissed. Broken.
Not only is it a ornament,
Sounds like you're
but it
breaking.
actually is an opener. All right, I'm gonna put you down for a second.
Oh boy. Okay, so while everybody's in black, we are doing a live unboxing of Chris the Tipsy Toaster's new Volpa armor from Crop Circle, and open sesame. There it is. It's the helmet. It's coming, guys. It is the live unboxing of the Gold Centurion, the Command Centurion, the Volpa of Battlestar Galactica, and Chris the Tipsy Toaster. Whoa, has revealed the helmet. Oh my God, look how beautiful that is. That's nice.
That's amazing.
That's really nice.
So the
Wow.
boots, some gloves.
Oh man.
Oh, this is one of the things they just started making.
Oh, what is that?
They just started making this piece
Yeah.
compared to my old one.
Yeah. Because you have a regular. Ooh.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, that's the back skirt of the Cylon. Oh man. Look at that.
That's metal.
That's cool.
That's
Oh boy, that's cool.
Oh,
that's awesome.
Okay, that hurts.
that's some detail work.
That's cool. So we're doing live unboxing on IFB of the latest Crop Circle Cylon Commander armor. So that's what we're looking at, guys. And this is all part of Chris the Tipsy Toaster's personal collection that he acquired from Crop Circle, and it looks incredible. And this is a live unboxing, and I hope you guys are enjoying it, especially all of that plastic bubble wrap.
Oh, cool.
I don't know, is that
It's
an
a free pick. It's a
identification
free
case?
gift.
Alien.
Oh, look at that.
One free
It's an
gift.
alien. Alien.
That's cool.
That's nice.
Gotta go on the
Yeah,
shelf.
that's cool. That's a nice paperweight. Yeah.
Oh, breastplate. Wow.
Oh, that looks awesome, doesn't it? Hey, did you get a new sword?
Yes, I did.
Oh, is it gold sword?
Yes, I did.
Look at the sword there.
Oh man, look at that.
Oh, wow.
Ooh. Oh, that's cool.
All right.
So, Chris, are you gonna are you going to set this up for shore leave? Are you bringing it to shore leave? Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. Excellent. So, anyone going to shore leave, we will have Volpa, the Command Centurion Cylon, will be with us at shore leave, guys. Oh,
That's
my
very
God,
cool. Crop Circle sent that.
This
Wow,
is
look at
really
that.
cool. Oh boy, yeah. If anyone's interested, obviously, you can contact Crop Circle. I know that there are a few of these left in their inventory.
Yeah, they make them special, especially the gold ones. The silver ones, they don't make them that special.
Yeah, they
make them, but
they make a lot of those. Yeah,
they have them common. So
yeah, the Gold Centurion is almost a special order, so there's not a lot of those around. That's going to be really, really cool. Wow. So, Chris is actually unwrapping the sword that is part of the Cylon armor, and this is the Volpa edition, right? The Command Centurion, the gold, and
they've done some work on these. Wow.
Ooh. Okay, so this is the
silver.
unboxing, guys. If you tuned in, this is the unboxing for the wow. That's the Gold Centurion, the Volpa Centurion sword.
Like a real. And ready?
Yeah. Don't break it. Don't break it.
That's metal.
Ooh.
All right, cool.
Break it. That's metal.
All right.
Maybe sharpened a little bit. Maybe white right off the
No,
head.
you don't sharpen it. It's a prop, man.
Right
Come on.
off.
It's part
No
of the...
problem. Just.
Oh, that's cool.
Maybe I can chop a couple heads.
No, you're not chopping anything. So this is the unboxing of Chris the Tipsy Toaster's delivery from Crop Circle on IFB Live, guys. Hope you're enjoying this. This is so cool to see. This is screen accurate, right? Screen accurate Cylon Centurion. This is the Volpa model, and Chris is doing a unboxing of his order. It's been in the making for a long time now, and so
it's been 3 months, 4 months.
Yeah, so you got to put your camera back on, dude.
Hang on.
Wow.
I got to get this out.
That's amazing.
Yeah. All right, so Chris is doing a handheld camera as he's doing the unboxing. So stay tuned. Don't despair. Here we go. We're back to, wow, look at that. This is all screen accurate to the classic Battlestar Galactica 1978. So for those that remember, there was a couple of, I believe there was a couple of episodes where,
pretty.
yeah, that's Gun on Ice Planet Zero, where Vulpa debuted. And then there are, I believe there are Gold Centurions in the Living Legend. And then Hand of God, of course, there is a Command Centurion in charge of the base star. So, we get to see them throughout the original Battlestar series. This is really cool. Wow.
That'd be a good trivia question. How many Gold Cylons appeared in the series?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Times?
Yeah, you'd have to. Why? Yeah,
because
on Gamorre, you see, there's more than one. So that's a damn good question. There's more than one in Gamorre when the Imperious leader makes his appearance. So
feel the fingerprints transferring already.
Of course.
So we got
That's
the arm
pretty cool,
guards.
right,
We've
John?
got the shoulder pads.
Wow.
I like this. This is Commander Band-Aid.
There
In
you
case
go.
you need the Band-Aid something.
There you go. Cool.
That's
Wow.
like the silver one. There you go.
No. This is Vulpa, man. This is cool.
Look at that. That's a
That's
right
a
star.
treat.
Guards.
Look at that.
Wow.
There's the
Is that the scabbard?
scabbard.
See, that's cool, man. And so for those of you come to Shore Leave, you're going to get to see it. I don't know if Tipsy's going to get into the armor, but we will have it on display so that everybody can enjoy. But I know that we will have no less than 2, possibly 3 Centurions at Shore Leave. So they will be dressed in screen accurate Cylon Centurion armor. And so that's going to be a treat. We're going to have Colonial Warriors there. Again, screen accurate. Thanks to Gary and Dave will be there. There'll be others. I know Dave Fretz is coming as well. They were all in Stranded Warrior. So, wow, look at that.
This is new. They
That's
actually
really nice.
just added this part in the
Okay.
back. This is
Yeah.
now more screen accurate
Wow. That is so
because
cool.
they didn't have it for.
Okay. That is really nice. Put it right in. There you go. 1, 2, 3. Boom. All right.
Colonial head chopping device.
So cool. All right.
Cool.
Very cool.
Very nice.
Yeah.
I'm going to wait till Shirley to see the whole thing and set up. Look at a minute.
Yeah, I have one. We can, I'll bring it if we have to.
The shining.
Tipsy will let me know.
device.
What is that?
What is it?
The shining device.
Gotcha.
Official Cylon
Little
shiner.
chamois there. Yep. Oh,
This
that's
has
so
got to go
cool.
at least on the shelf. Right now.
That is so cool. That's every classic Battlestar Galactica fan's dream, to have not only a Cylon Centurion, but to have a Vulpa himself. That's cool.
Oh, is there the red eye in there? Is that accurate?
Yep,
Looking
it has in
batteries
there.
or? Oh wow!
Oh, it's in there.
I don't think
Wow.
it has batteries, but
Oh my God, that is so cool. So
here we
the
go.
That
unboxing.
was a surprise. I was surprised to see this.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah.
Bam, bam, bam.
Oh wow!
Oh, wow.
That's insane.
Yeah, that is.
It looks so much better with the black than the gray.
Yeah.
That is so cool. Yeah, there's no doubt. That's beautiful. What a work of art, man. Prop Circle, you've done really, really well for yourself.
Good job, guys.
Thank you. Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
That is really nice.
Good job, guys.
It's where you can actually do the red eye thing. So it'll stop.
That's awesome. Yeah, you just got to shoot it. Oh, that's cool. Wow.
Pull something off the shelf now.
Yeah, no kidding.
Oh,
very cool.
Some Colonial Viper helmet thingy.
Oh my God, that is so cool. Well, thank you. Thank you, Tipsy. Thanks for doing the unboxing. Thanks for sharing that with everybody here on IFB. It's a nice treat. And of course, it'll be on display as well at Shore Leave this summer, July 10th through 12th. And it's going to be great, right? It's going to be a great Battlestar Galactica reunion. We're going to be with, of course, Jack Stauffer and Lockhart and Herb Jefferson, and IFB will be there, and we're going to, debut the Stranded Warriors. So we're going to have a great time. And man, oh man, we're going to have at least 2 Cylons, hopefully 3, including, Vulpa, Colonial Warriors. Don't forget that it's the 60th anniversary of Star Trek. And so there's going to be a whole bunch of, Star Trek actors there, from classic, from TOS, all the way to Starfleet Academy is going to be represented at Shore Leave, which is traditionally was created as a Star Trek convention by fans. It's one of the oldest, if not the oldest, fan-run convention in the U.S. as far as I know. So it's been around 40, if I'm not mistaken, it's 46 years. So it's really, really cool. It predates Dragon Con, and we're going to be lucky to go. It'll be my first time at Shore Leave, and we're going to be guests there with our table. So it's going to be a lot of fun. And speaking of Star Trek, John, we have our guest is with us.
Yes.
And so Derek is in the green room. He's a sci-fi author, and he's also he's done a bunch of stuff. But one of the things that I find extremely fascinating is the autobiography of Benjamin Sisko. So we're going to get into that, but I also want to talk about photography and all the other things that he's done. He's an award winner, and we're going to discuss how he's made his way into the franchise and doing what he does. Obviously, he's a fan, right? Otherwise, I don't think he'd be doing any of this. Although, some people do. We'll talk about that. We will discuss that and how that's influenced him, and where he thinks maybe Star Trek is now, where it might go. We do have some shows that are still going to run their course, but as an author, I want to talk about his his imagination, his creativity. So
ready,
John? Yeah, John, if you're ready, I think we're all ready.
All right, guys.
All right, cool. All right, Derek, thank you for taking the time out and joining us here on IFB Interfleet Broadcasting. And as soon as the buttons are pressed, there you are. Derek, welcome. Thank you for joining us.
Chris, John, thank you very much for having me. First of all, can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yes, we can. Yes, we can.
All right. You might hear a little bit of the sounds of New York, so just to be aware.
That's where Pete's at, so you should probably have the same echo going on.
Right? Oh, well, thank you very much for that introduction, and I'm really excited that you're saying that this will be your first time going to Shore Leave. Shore Leave is a blast. So.
Oh, good. Yes. Look, growing up, Derek, you know what it's like being a fan, and being in the city, New York City for myself. My first convention was 1970, 77. I was a kid. My mom, she took me to a comic book convention in across the street from Madison Square Garden. It was either the Penta or the Statler, and I got to go as a kid, and I was like, holy mackerel! And so I started going regularly. But when you have New York Comic Con, Creation Convention used to be Thanksgiving convention was a big deal. And then, Big Apple. We had a lot of conventions in New York City.
Yeah.
So, going outside of New York City was a stretch, right? I mean,
Yeah.
it's one thing to get on the train, you get on the subway. Um, but so we haven't been able to get to a lot of cons. What's your convention? We got to talk about that. So we got to talk about yourself, but we'll talk cons, we'll talk Star Trek.
Yeah.
Share with us, your background. Tell us a little bit about yourself so that we can get into it.
Okay. And I won't like try and like rant on and on and on. So I'll try and give you a condensed version. I started writing basically around 10 years old. I saw Star Wars in the theaters, the original, and
Nice.
it was an amazing film. And but for me, I wanted to know how everything was made, how everything was done, and I was even at that time I was a student of film because my parents would take me to films, and they really wouldn't not too much worry about like age restrictions. So I would see like I saw THX 1138 as a kid.
Nice.
I saw
Wow.
like some of the Bond films, and I guess their attitude was if it's not like gratuitous violence and sex, it's okay for him to watch and experience the world. And all of that soaked in. So then once I saw Star Wars, I wanted to know like how to write, how to direct, how to do all that stuff. But I was still a kid. So I said, well, I'm gonna be like Bruce Wayne, and I'm gonna commit like 10 years to just doing nothing but learning how to write and, and film and direct. Um, so I did that. I read a lot, and by the time I was like 16, 17, first script I wrote, I gave it to like my English teacher at the time to check for like grammar and stuff like that. But she submitted it to a contest for kids across the country from the Writers Guild of New York, and they would pick like 12 out of 12,000 submissions, and I was one of the 12.
Wow.
So that was my first introduction to writing. Um, and after that, I went to high school, of course, and I tried to get into NYU. I got accepted, but I couldn't afford it. So I was like, oh, well, I'll just get a regular job and just, writing would be something I'll do as a hobby. And I left it alone for a long time, but it was still inside of me. So a friend of mine told me around like 2004, he's like, oh, there's this thing that they have going on with Star Trek called Strange New Worlds. It's an anthology series, and what they do is they pick out like the best 10. Fans submit stories, and they pick out the best 10. And you like Star Trek, and you can write. 'Cause I was still writing, but I was just doing it for my own entertainment. And he was like, you should do that. I think it was 2003 actually. Um, and so I bought one of the Strange New World books, and it blew me away. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna commit. And so I just started studying Star Trek because my attitude is anything you want to do, you have to do well. So I started studying like the production side of Star Trek and interviews with Roddenberry and just understanding Star Trek. And so I wrote a story, I submitted it, and it took first place and that was the story Alpha and Omega. That was 2005.
Wow.
Wow.
So I was like, oh, I guess I can still write, and I guess I got something here. So then I started trying to have a writing career, but I didn't know a lot about the business of writing. So I realized I had to educate myself. So I took some time to do that. And then 2016 rolled around because I was still going to school, working, doing all that stuff. And 2016 rolled around. They had the 50th anniversary of Star Trek, and they had a final like Strange New Worlds contest. I entered for that. 'Cause at the time I only had like two professional credits to my name. And you could only if you have more than three, you could not submit to Star Trek Strange New Worlds. So I was lucky I only had two. I submitted, and then that got in. And since 2016, I've been trying to make it as a writer, see what I could do. So that's how I started. To answer that's your long-winded answer of how I started.
Wow, that's cool.
That's kind of nuts, right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. You kidding me? I gotta ask you though, did you ever read the making of Star Trek, the original? Did you? It's like thick. It's really
Yes.
thick.
That's the one thing that I haven't read. I actually saw it on eBay like a week or two ago, and I totally forgot about it. I was gonna like bid on it and get it because it's not that easy to get. You can look for it, and it's like sometimes it's on Amazon, but it goes quickly. And I want to read it because it's really, from what I hear, everyone's told me it's really great about the original series and
Yes.
production and all
Yes.
that.
So it's dry,
Right.
but I'll tell you, I was lucky enough to pick one of those up when you could walk into a bookstore, and I was like around 12 years old, 12 going on 13. I had it, and during the summer, I didn't know what it meant. Like I was reading, I love Star Trek so much, but I read the thing, and it's you'll appreciate it. You'll read it and you'll understand what they're talking about when they talk about the lighting and how difficult it was to the writers and episodes and times and like all the intricacies of writing and filming and then making this happen and the props and things. And it's a little bit heavy-handed in terms
Right.
of technical and stuff. But now, if you read that now, you'll understand it, you'll appreciate it. But I was a kid, I didn't know what the hell I was reading. It was another language, and it stayed in the back of my head though.
That's so
All
good.
that stuff, it like still, and that's I think where I really got the love for, or the wanting to be a filmmaker, wanting to be involved and knowing the behind the scenes, right, Derek? It's not just you see what's in front of you, but I think that not only Star Trek fans, but sci-fi fans in general
Mhm.
want to know more about it. It's not just, the actor performs this and they set it away and they look away. How did they do that? How did it come about? How did they, like that's I think a lot of where you and I, come from in terms of seeing that or wanting to know.
You're 100% right, Chris. You're right on it. I mean, I before I wrote that first story, Alpha and Omega, I read every production book except that one
Oh,
that was out at the time. So there were productions books about the original series, about Next Gen, about DS9, about Voyager. I have them all here. And I read them, and just to understand like what was going on, how they were coming to the decisions that they came to for Vulcans, for characters, for ships, for this, for that, for uniforms, and a lot of it, you're right, is kind of like dry, but if you read enough of that, it kind of like sifts in and you kind of figure out what's going on. You get an understanding of, I wanted to understand the people that were shaping this universe if I was going to attempt to participate in that universe. To me that makes sense. It still makes sense. I still try and keep up with the reference books. And I'm like contributing to the universe, but I still want to keep my pulse on it. But you're absolutely right. I think, and that's not to say that there's so many fictional novels and novelizations of Star Trek, which are all fantastic. But for me, it was the behind the scenes. That was where I wanted to see what the wizard was doing behind the curtain. I wanted to see how that was operating.
so Derek, um what led you to Benjamin Sisko's autobiography? How did that happen?
So that's another crazy story. So, um, the autobiographies are by Titan Books, and they did Kirk, Spock, Picard, and then they skipped Cisco and did Janeway. So when Janeway came out, and I guess other fans, everybody's like, well, why did they skip Cisco? No one knew why they skipped Cisco. And I said to myself, well, if I was going to do Cisco, I would do it this way. And I thought about how I would do it. I legitimately, seriously thought about how I would do it. and then I packed that away, and it's like, that's never going to happen. This is never going to happen. So, fast forward to like 2021, I think, around there, and someone is doing a podcast, and they're talking about the autobiographies, and this person on the podcast says, well, hey, if they ever do a Cisco autobiography, this guy Attico wrote a really cool short story about Deep Space Nine and Benjamin Sisko for the 2016 50th anniversary, and he knows Star Trek. He'd be a great pick for that. And I remember, like, that was like around 21, I think, 2021. And I remember going on Twitter one day, and my name was like blown up on Twitter. I'm like, what did I do? I didn't do anything. What's going on? But people were talking about that. Oh, who is this guy? What has he done? Can he write Star Trek, that kind of thing. Lo and behold, the 30th anniversary is coming up. It's like a year away now, by like 2022, for Deep Space Nine, and they get wind of that. So they read my Deep Space Nine. This is nuts, right? Right, John? This is nuts. So then they read my Cisco short story for the Strange New Worlds, and it was a Benny Russell story, and he's still in the asylum, and it's been like 10 years, and he won't leave because he won't stop writing Star Trek, and he now has boxes in his room with names of captains on them, Kirk, Picard, Janeway, Cisco, and he won't leave, and then a therapist convinces him that the whole world is out there, man, and you're missing the whole world. It's 10 years. You're missing the world. You've got to leave, and the only way to do that is to basically write the last story, destroy your universe. And he's like, you know what? It's time. But in destroying his universe, he doesn't realize that what he's doing is actually happening in the 24th century.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And there's a reason for that, which I won't say. And so they read that and they liked it. And George Sanderson, managing editor of Titan, reached out to me on Twitter. I'd like to talk to you about a project, and like I didn't even think it was real at first. So I was like, okay, let's see. And he was like, yeah, we're going to do the Cisco autobiography. You'd like to have a meeting with you to see what you want to do. How would you go about it? It's like, this is nuts. This is happening. So to Titan's credit, they wanted to do Jake Sisko's book, Anselm, and they wanted me to write that. And in that, they wanted it to be a book about Jake, and a book about Jake writing about his father, and therefore it would be autobiographical. And I was like, that's a cool idea. But my personal attitude was, hey, I don't have the job yet, so I'm just going to say what I feel and do, and speak my truth. And I said, look, I think there's a way to do this, and still have it from Sisko's point of view, Sisko's voice. And one of the reasons that I learned that they skipped over Sisko was because he was in the wormhole, and they were like, they really weren't sure how to handle that, how to tackle that, So that's one of the main reasons why they skipped over it and did Janeway. And I said, well, we can do it. We can do it. It's not. I put some thought into it, and just like in our own mythology, Zeus speaks to man, God speaks to Moses from a different place. Sisko sends a message to the station, and it's basically a message for Jake. And he's telling Jake, he's like, I can't be there. You're 20, 21, you're about to become a man. So I'm sending you this message, and I want to tell you everything about my life.
Oh,
telling you about my life, hopefully it will help you as you live yours. And my father, his father Joseph, he says that his father Joseph did the same thing for him and told him about his life when he got to a certain age. So he's passing that tradition down to Jake. And so the book is Benjamin Sisko in his own words while he's in the wormhole, and he tells Jake his life,
Wow.
And in the opening chapter, Jake is like, well, I really wasn't gonna even turn this into a book. But so many people are clamoring to know about the Cisco, that my family doesn't have a lot of privacy, things are happening. So I figured it's best that the Alpha Quadrant get to hear about Benjamin Sisko in his own words. So that's the framing for how we get the book.
Wow.
And
that's awesome. That's an awesome idea.
And they were like, "Oh, that's great. Let's do it," and the rest is, as they say, history.
Derek, so this is considered canon, right?
No, anything in books is not considered canon unless writers from like the shows or films take it and grab it and put it on a screen. Anything on a screen is canon.
Okay.
So technically this is not canon. I mean, I like to think, but it's not. And I'm fine with that. I'm still contributing to the Star Trek universe.
Yes.
Oh
my God, it's so cool.
Right?
Yeah.
And fans have really enjoyed the book, which is the main thing. They really enjoyed it. I still get messages from fans telling me that they enjoyed it. Individual told me about a month ago that he was on the airplane reading a certain section of the book, and he had to stop reading it because he was going to start crying, and he didn't want anyone on the plane to think something was wrong. So he said he'll read it once he got to his destination. And that's to me, that's all I could ask for, is that you can emotionally touch someone like that.
It's is there an audio of the book?
They did not do the audio. I'm going to get in on this one. They did not do the audio on this one. They did the audio on Janeway. They did the audio on everybody else, but this one does not have an audiobook to it.
It does not have an audio. Maybe that could change, but no, it doesn't. It would be great. It would be great to have Sirach Lofton. Do it.
Chris, can you actually put a link so that our fans might be interested can pick it up on Amazon?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get one. I'm definitely gonna get one.
Yeah. I want to read this.
So, Derek, tell me, are you doing any book signings anytime soon?
I am. I'll be at shore leave.
You are?
Yes.
Oh, you made shore leave.
Yes.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right. Cool.
So that's going to be a lot of fun, and I'll have the Cisco book there, hardcover, and I know it's now in paperback. They held up the paperback release because the hardcover was doing really well, but it's now in paperback. I don't know if I'll have any paperbacks with me. I'll probably have just the hardcover because I'm old school, and
the cost is not that much difference.
Hardcover is kind of cool, So
I like hardcover.
Right?
Yeah.
Hardcover.
And if you look at the price,
I like hardcover.
between the hardcover and the paperback is like $1.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's only $1.
And I've had people ask me to, like, because I have a eBay link where I have copies, and so what I'll do is I will sign it and write something in the book and send it to people, obviously for a fee, but come to the convention. We could chat, say hi, and take a picture or something, and I don't charge for pictures. I have people ask me how much. I had people say they would purchase the book from me, and they'd be like, "Well, how much for the picture?" I'm like, "I'm not gonna charge you for a picture. It's a picture." And I don't have any illusion that I'm at that level where I should be charging for people to take a picture with me. So yeah, man. But it's. I think the hardcover is a way to go. Me personally.
Okay, so Derek, so for the fans, because we have a group that are going to go to shore leave.
Okay.
So
a large group.
Yes, it's getting bigger for
That's
those that are interested and that are going, like myself. Would you prefer that I get a copy on Amazon, or would you rather I get it from you in person?
Well, I'll put it to you like this. Getting it from me in person means that I get to pocket that cash. I'll be very honest. I get to, I get paid. I charge for the book and I get paid, and that's always a good thing for for starving artists, not just writers. That's always a good thing. If you want to buy it at Amazon on Amazon or anything like that, um I'm not going to tell you not to. I'll tell you what I would prefer. But I'm not going to tell you not to, and I'll sign any Cisco books put in front of me. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay.
you can do
So look, I
Okay.
appreciate your honesty and your candid answers. And so for those that for our fans, for anybody that's listening, there is the world of data, there is statistics, there is that level of, how many sales are you generating that are
right.
tabulated. That was my main reason for bringing this up that way, because sometimes, I didn't know what your answer could have been. It could have been, well, you know what, guys, maybe I could, you might want the stat, you might want the sale on Amazon. You're honest with us. So for those of you that want the book and are going to shore leave, like myself, I
Me
am
too.
going to wait to
Thanks,
see
Chris.
you
Yeah.
at shore leave and get my copy and get it signed, and then get a picture with you as well. And then we'll do a quick, we'll do a little video
Yeah,
for IFB as well at shore leave. But that'll be a lot of fun. For those of
yeah.
you that can't go, feel free. We put up a link. Feel free to go and purchase any of Derek's work that is available, that's out there. Okay, so now there's another choice, Derek. Would you prefer um, a sale on eBay? Would you prefer your Amazon, your link? What does it matter? What would where can we steer fans? Where would
Okay.
you
No,
what do you want?
that's a great question, Chris. Uh, Amazon, if you do it on Amazon, they'll ship the book to you and you'll get it. And but it's just the book, which is still a great thing. Um, the the the, the eBay link, what that does is I have my own copies, and then a gentleman just asked me to send him a book, and he asked me to write some stuff in it. Like he wanted to write something that Benny Russell said in the book. I'm like, sure, no problem, I'll do it. And so I did that for him, and then I take that, then I physically ship it. Of course, you pay for the book, you pay for the postage and handling, and then I go and I send it to you, you know. And people have done it that way. So I think the answer to the question is, if you want a signature from me and you cannot make it to a convention, probably the eBay link is the best way to go. If you just say, well, Eric's cool, but I just want the book, get it on Amazon. But that's the main draw from eBay, or I think, going to a con is you meet the author, and you get to meet me, and even on eBay, I'll inscribe what you want. And like, don't give me like a page, but if you want like a couple of sentences
Can
or
you write me
something,
a
I'll put
book
it
on
in.
my book on your book?
Right, I
Yeah.
really, right, So I'm looking for the eBay link for you all now. So I don't want you to think I'm like
What a
not
nice
paying attention.
prose.
Derek,
You know?
tell us about
I can find it. You keep going there.
your convention path. Like, you've been to them as a fan, and now you do them professionally. Tell us a little bit about that whole experience and what it's like.
Okay. A lot like you, my first convention, my mom took me,
Yes.
right? We love moms. And I
Yep.
I think the con that you're talking about across from like Madison Square Garden, if
Yep.
if memory serves, I may be wrong, but I think it was like every month or so on a weekend, it was like at the Pennsylvania Hotel, they would have a, a con for like a weekend, And my mom took me to that a couple times for comic book conventions, and I was all in, because comic book convention is like, that's literally putting a kid in a candy store, you know, and it was just great because it was that sense of community. But I think I went to a comic book convention before I even went to my first comic book store, you know.
Yes. Yes.
And it was just great. It was just great to kind of like do that. And I was like, wow. Um so I had already been to conventions. And then as I became an adult, I went to conventions, you know, for Star Trek and other stuff. Once I did that first story in 2005, I heard that there's this convention called Shore Leave, and a lot of the Trek writers go there. And I was officially now a Star Trek writer, you know, and I was like, well, let's see what this is about. Let's see what this is like. And so I go, and it was just wonderful because shore leave is not as, for those that have never been, like yourself, maybe some of your listeners or viewing fans. Shore leave is not big like a Comic-Con kind of. It's not that. You know, it's smaller. I won't quote numbers, 'cause I don't want to misquote. But it's smaller and it has a more intimate feel in some ways, you know, and especially if you're there over the weekend, you start to see people, and I talk, so you start to see people in the elevator, and you're like, oh, how are you liking the con? How are you liking this? How are you like? Did you go to that panel? Did you go to this panel? That kind of thing. And I really enjoy that. When you go to these huge conventions like Comic-Con, there's a million people over 3 days, and I've been, and it's nuts because it's like everyone has to keep it moving, you know, and there were these immense lines, and it's just so big. um but shore leave has a, in my opinion, humble opinion, a warmer feel. I got to meet a lot of the writers at the time that were writing for Star Trek. Dayton Ward, Keith DeCandio, David Mack, um and got to know these guys, and they were very welcoming to me, you know. Even before I met them, like, they were talking about me at that con. They were saying, hey, if you want to know how to write a short story, you know, this guy Attico has really written a really well done short story. And I thought that was really, you know, gracious of them to say that without knowing me, you know, or anything about me, you know. And Dayton Ward especially, I remember he gave me some of the best advice. He was like, you know, just about writing. Um, and so it was a lot of fun. I felt invited. So but the next year, I don't think I went the next year. My attitude was, if I'm going to go as a pro, I have to have stuff out. And I really didn't have a lot of things out for a while after that. But once 2016 hit, I started going more often, and I go every year now since about 2016.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think I missed the last one because of a family thing. But other than that, I've gone to most of them since 2016.
Wow.
You know, and I've been on panels, I've hosted panels, I've been a moderator, and it's just fun to talk to people, you know, and just to experience not only Star Trek but fandom and sci-fi and comics and all those things. And you can walk the halls, and there are the retailers there with their wares, and you can get stuff, you know, that you probably can't pick up anywhere else. Or if you do, you know, if you want to, maybe you want to buy a model, a Starship model, but you want to see it first. This is a great place because they'll have them there lots of times, you know, they'll have different paraphernalia. So this is a great opportunity, I think. It's a very welcoming community.
So, Derek, what about some of the other conventions, like there's the Long Island Star Trek convention, which we've been to. Is
Yes.
is that in your wheelhouse?
Yes, I will be at Star Trek. I went last year, and I will be going this year as well to Star Trek Long Island, and that's a lot of fun. It's newer, but it has that same feel. It's not that large a convention, which is great because you get to be able to like see people, and you get to see celebrities in the hallway and be like, "Hey, what's up?" And you know, or maybe I remember you were talking about Cylons when I first came on. I remember I was it wasn't Star Trek like online. It was Shore Leave, and I was running for the elevator, and in the elevator were three Cylons. And so we all took pictures. I was taking pictures with Cylons in the elevator. I mean, it's a lot of fun, man. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. So it's great stuff.
Do you, in your busy schedule, do you have time to go to other events? And I'll put you a little bit on the spot. I know that you look, you're a writer, you're working stiff like everybody else. But sometimes there's Star Trek events. I mean, there's other sci-fi, but just talking about Star Trek, that there's a Brooklyn Cyclones game, and it's a Star Trek day, and the local Star Trek community is going to be out and representing. And so I didn't know if you were aware of that. I was kind of hoping that you were going to be a part of that.
No, I'm not aware of that. I mean, there's so many things I'm not aware of, and
no, nobody can do it all.
Nobody can do it all. No, and I find myself thinking a lot about, like, especially lately, about time and how much time you have to go to conventions as opposed to how much time you have to create as a creator, as a writer, and you have to balance that. Like, I don't want to be stuck in a cubby, just or in a hole, just writing and then never speak or see people. But at the same time, I think about all of that, and then a lot of conventions happen mostly in the summertime, back to back to back.
Yep.
Like for the Cisco one, I did a lot of cons. I did Star Trek Las Vegas, I did Shore Leave, I did Star Trek Long Island, and they were like back to back, to back. And then I think I did Worldcon as well. So I did about 4 or 5 like that year after it. That year, 23 into 24, I did about maybe 5 or 6 cons, and I was wiped after that.
Sure,
it's a lot. But yeah, this sounds fun. That sounds interesting. So yeah, send me information about it. And if I can't make it maybe this year, I'll put it on my calendar. And then you gotta try and figure out, well, if I can't make it this year, is it happening next year? And maybe I'll make it a priority next year. That kind of thing.
I'll tell you that it's May 29th.
Okay.
May 29th, Brooklyn Cyclones out in Coney Island. They're having their Star Trek salute. And the New York City away team is gonna, is kind of sort of involved.
Right.
Darlena Marie, if you know Darlena, she's big representative of Star Trek, and so she's heavily involved. I'm gonna go, and I'm gonna do my cosplay. I'm gonna be a red shirt. I have a really good screen accurate representation, so I'm gonna proudly. I even have the boots.
Nice.
So I am going to be out there. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That sounds
salute to Star Trek. So I don't know. I was kind of hoping, I didn't know, not to put you on the spot, but I figured, hey, maybe, so yeah, so that's going on.
If I can, I'll try and make it. I got to check and see, but I got a few things happening around the end of May, and I know for June, because once June hits off, that's when the cons really start to pick up. But maybe I can make it, and I haven't been to Coney Island in forever, so that alone is it'll be a lot of fun too. So maybe I can.
I got to tell you,
Pete, what day was it again?
It's May 29th. Bring some promo stuff, Derek, because if you do, if you definitely go, you got to let me know. I will make whatever introductions I can. I haven't been very active in the Star Trek world, or as active as I'd like to. It's been kind of difficult, but now that we do our stuff, I've been looking to get more involved, and so I'll be out there. And I do know some of them. I'm sure they'd be very, very happy to meet you, and get to know that you are the writer, right? You wrote the autobiography for Benjamin Sisko, amongst other things, but it would be really cool.
Yeah.
But anyway, no, look, going back to your writing, you don't only do Star Trek, you do some of your own original writing.
Right.
Tell us some of that.
I do some of my own stuff. And I just really quick, I dropped the eBay link and the Amazon link, so you have them both.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I do my own stuff. But if I'm gonna be really honest, I my first novel was the autobiography of Ben Cisco,
Wow. Oh man. Oof.
which is crazy, right?
Yeah.
So it was, and before that, I've been doing exclusively, well, I won't say exclusively, but
Rule books.
primarily short stories. I've written scripts. And I count myself very fortunate because I know how to write, whether it's a screenplay, comic book script, short story, long or no, long form novel. I can kind of do all of that.
Wow.
And I know how to do it. I've just never, some of it well, most of it now I've done. The only thing left that I have never, I've written comic book scripts, but I've never like worked officially with like a big like a Marvel DC, at least not yet. But that's I would love to do that. Or IDW or something like that would be great. But this was my first novel, you know, and if I'm being really honest, I was nervous because I would rather like my first novel at the time, I would rather my first novel to be like my own original work because you know if it messes up, it's a personal uh,
Right.
loss, not something on that platform on that stage. You know, so I was like, "Frack me, man! I can't really mess this up." Um, but I just took everything that I had learned over the years about writing and story structure and put it into this. Um, for my own material, I've done short stories and anthologies. Um, I won an award at the Farpoint Convention. We were writing short stories, and I took first place. And the lovely, incredible Peter David. I was up against Peter David, and who was just an incredible human being. And we all know phenomenal writer, right? It's Peter David, right? And you know, Peter David came in second, and I came in first because when they there was like you know first, second, third. So I didn't get third, and I was like, oh, okay, well then I'll either get second or I'm not going to get anything at all. And then Peter David got second, and I was like, well, who is going to get? Because it ain't going to be me. It ain't going to be me, you know. And it was me. It was nuts, you know. But what I really enjoyed out of that experience, it was really wonderful to get that. But it was wonderful to be acknowledged. I remember that night I was acknowledged by Peter David, you know. So that was in a lot of ways that was worth more than the you know what I'm saying than you know than
Wow.
anything else.
That's
So
awesome.
that was great. And that was an original piece that I wrote. Um, it was like a dystopian piece, and it was just for the con. But that's recently reverted back to me, so I've been thinking about turning that into something. And I'm working on a novel. I wrote a Sherlock Holmes piece
Oh,
a couple years ago, and my Sherlock is very, very different than anything that's been done 137 years of the character. For one, he's much younger. He's more like a millennial. He's a person of color. He lives in the Bronx, 221B Baker Avenue.
yes. Excellent.
Instead of
Okay.
like Baker Street, you know. So there's a
Cool.
lot of things going on. But from my time working on Star Trek and working with the IP, you know, I understand that if you change things, you can't change it so dramatically that someone that's read Holmes should be able to come to my piece and say, well, there are things here that I've never thought about, but I can still see Holmes. I can
Okay.
still see Watson. Otherwise, I'm not doing my job, right? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
And so that's the challenge for me. And then it's really difficult to write a Sherlock Holmes story, which I didn't realize until I started to write one. And I was like, oh, because you have to write a story where this guy is the smartest guy, like in most of the rooms he's in, and he doesn't know what's going on, right? Until X amount of time in the story, Holmes usually doesn't know what's going on. He's putting things together, he's deducting, he's doing this and he's doing that. Sometimes he has it figured out right away, but I think the most thrilling stories is when he's figuring it out and he something will happen and he'll put it all together. And so it has to be worthy of Holmes,
Well said. Wow. All right. So
right?
look, Yeah, absolutely right. Derek, there's a couple of things we have to touch upon. And one of them has got to be Star Trek Starfleet Academy, right? Episode 5.
Oh,
Um,
I was going to ask that question about the tribute to
Tribute
Cisco.
to
What did you
Cisco.
think of it?
yes.
That was yes.
You got to give us your opinion on that.
I thought it was great. Kirsten Beyer and Tony Newsom wrote that, and there's a lot of things I love about it, but I'll say like quickly what I love about it is that you wouldn't normally think you would see a tribute to Cisco and DS9 in Starfleet Academy, and that's a credit to the writing that they use
Yes.
Sam as a way. And then once you get into the episode, you're like, oh, that makes perfect sense. She doesn't know where she is in her place in the world, in this
Mhm.
academy. She's grasping for her identity, and for her to go forward, she reaches back, right? And in her reaching back, we learn and get some information filled in about Ben Cisco and Jake Cisco. And Jake has this great arc, that now is kind of like book ended from all his time on Deep Space Nine and growing up to talking to Sam. So I think it was really done really well and beautifully. In my own headcanon, Sam reads the autobiography of Benjamin Sisko to learn more about Cisco. But no, I thought it was really done really, really well.
Sam is one of my favorite characters out of Starfleet Academy. The whole, I don't know if it really has that much to do with the evolution, right? A lot of times, there's a lot of talk of how, a protagonist or certain characters that are being depicted in whether it be TV or a movie, there has to be an evolution, and either the growth or the punishment or whatever the case may be. I just liked that character, and I thought it was, I don't know, one of my favorite characters out of all of them. One of them I really enjoyed.
I agree.
Uh,
I agree.
so, but I was curious to know, as you were watching it, were you making links and bridges to your work and saying, yeah, that's kind of like my, like, was there, and did they actually reach out to you at all or no?
No, 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 not
Oh,
at all. I had no idea. Like
oh
everyone else, I had
man.
no idea. And I can understand that because in some ways you want to make your own mark, so I definitely could understand that. But there are similarities, and when you see these similarities, it's not like anyone took from anyone else as much as we're all kind of like vibrating on the same frequency,
Okay.
And so
Okay.
they have the Cisco Museum, and which makes perfect sense, and I didn't have a Cisco Museum because in the autobiography it takes place a year after his disappearance.
Okay. Okay.
So there's no time for a museum.
Right.
I do have these things called remembrance centers, which is because I take a lot of time explaining Earth in the 23rd and 24th century and how we got out of World War III and what was happening with New Orleans and Louisiana and
Ooh.
all of that, because a lot of Star Trek is just from the point of view of the Federation and Starfleet.
Right.
And for that book, what I wanted to show is the average person living on Earth, what they're doing, what they're thinking. And my conduit through that was Joseph Sisko. His man, he has a restaurant, he doesn't like transporters, he doesn't like replicators. Why is that? Right? Why is that? So then that allowed me to create and think about a lot of that and come up with a whole philosophy for not just Joseph, but the Cisco
And
family.
what about the eugenics war? Were you able to kind of, oh, okay,
I
good. Oh,
talked a little bit
excellent.
about
Okay.
that. I talked a little bit about that because just to give you and the readers or your audience a little insight, Joseph is trying to tell his son Benjamin about the past, and he's like, there was a time when people of color, man, they didn't have it well on Earth. And Ben is like, what are you talking about? Because that idea of racism and bigotry is just so foreign for Ben Cisco, because that doesn't happen anymore. And his father is like, listen, this is what happened. And, even though we're so far removed from that, it's still a thing that certain people think about, certain families think about. And I don't want you necessarily to go to the stars, because I don't want you to lose your identity. So he and his father have a little bit of a riff in the book, And
Interesting.
and I thought that was like necessary, because then that allows me to talk about the past and how did Earth go from the kind of things that we're doing today, right?
Yeah.
In politics and everything. How did Earth go from that to being a place of everyone is accepted?
Right.
There's no racism, there's no greed, there's no,
right.
How did that happen? And so I talk about, that arc and how that happened, and remembrance centers and how they played a part, is that you have to remember your history, because if you don't remember it, then people will start to tell you what the history was.
Yes.
Yeah.
But what I wrote in is that there are remembrance centers all over the world, and you can go and see they were created after World War III, and they have different wings: war and remembrance, racism and remembrance, and you can go and see what it was like, because the average person needs to remember so that they don't repeat. And so Joseph takes his son, says, this is what it was like. And Ben is like, oh, well, that's the reason that I gotta go now. I gotta go to the stars to take all of that goodness that we've learned with me. So it's not just like the ABCs of his life. It's a lot going on in the book.
Wow. Well crafted. Another reason why I definitely want to read this. I'm very, very fascinated.
About how his father thought about him going to the academy. And then
he wasn't, he was like,
because it's all fashion. And plus, DS9 is one of my favorite series. It touched on a lot of things. The war, Klingons, a lot. And Cisco, he was a tough captain.
I think I have 4 or even 5 chapters where I spend at the academy. I spent a lot, like half of the book is easily his young life, and him because my attitude was, when we meet Ben Cisco, he's pretty well put together human being, man, father, captain. So how did all that happen? How did all that happen? It's in some ways it's easier to have a character that doesn't have it all put together and then show how they put it together, as opposed to someone who's already, really well put together and then create that, right? So that's what the book does. And the fans said that they really enjoy the time I spend in on Earth.
So Derek, tell us, if you could pick any of the other franchises that are out there now,
right?
That it was up to questions. You. Which one would you choose?
At the time, it was Prodigy when it first came out, because Prodigy, I don't think people understand how good Prodigy is and was. I mean, here's a Star Trek show that has to basically is written about, it has to be like about 30 odd minutes. So that's like a 30, maybe 35 page script. Mm-hmm. It has to be relatable for kids. It has to be relatable for adults. It has to have 60 or 50 plus years of canon, and it has to do it all well. So I really enjoyed Prodigy. And I was like, oh, if I could ever write for something, it would probably be Prodigy. Starfleet Academy, I really liked a lot. There's so many cool things about Starfleet Academy, and I think there are a lot of people that just never gave it the opportunity, or as we all do as humans, sometimes we will listen to someone else's review as opposed to watching it ourselves, but Starfleet Academy is a really good show. Has a lot going on for it. And I think these days, a lot of people are making a lot of money off of what I call the click grift, off of being negative, and I don't, that I don't subscribe to that, but I think if you love a franchise, give it a shot. Starfleet Academy has the nostalgia of, like, TOS and TNG and all of that, and then it has the Doctor from Voyager. It has these new characters, and what's happening is that these kids are trying to find out who they are and who they're going to be in the future. And I don't really think there's a person on this planet over the age of 25 that hasn't experienced that. Who am I? Who am I going to be? Not who society tells me to be, or my friends tell me to be, or my parents tell me to be. Who am I going to be? And that's one of the quintessential questions in Starfleet Academy. Like, who are you going to be? And that's like Caleb has that question. He's like, I don't like Starfleet. I don't like the Academy. You guys really did my mom wrong. And he's grasping with that. Other kids, all they want to do is be a captain. So those are the questions that you could really get a lot of mileage out of, which is the human condition, which is what Gene Roddenberry started in this wagon train to the stars, right? So
yeah.
That as a writer, that's fertile soil.
Love it. John, what do you got?
I'm happy. What's the next kind of story? Star Trek again? Are you gonna still go with Cisco? Are you gonna do something else? And there's another character you would write, like, look at Captain Pike. How can you be a captain knowing what's going to happen to you? And
right. I mean, right?
How can you still go on and know that it's what's going to happen at the end?
None of us. Somebody said once, and it's really true. None of us are making it out of here alive, which is really weird to think about, but it's true, right? But here's an individual who was responsible for 430 lives, and he knows when his is coming, roughly when his is coming to an end, or not even an end, right? It's just he'll still be alive, and dealing with that. That's really wonderful to write. I would love to dig into that. I mean, it's just a great character. It's played so well by Anson Mount. So yeah, that would be wonderful. I have ideas. There are things that I want to do for Star Trek novels. I have ideas. I don't know if that ever happened or not. I recently have been for like the last 14 months working on the Star Trek Timelines book. And that was just announced like a few days ago. And so what that does is it takes 60 years of canon, everything that's been on screen for the last 60 years, and we put it in the book.
Really?
Right? So we do that.
Wow.
Yeah. And it's taken us like 14 months to do it, because you're taking 60 years, 900 hours of material, 900 plus hours of material, and then you have to like look through it all. We're talking everything from timelines to different timelines to alternate realities, different time period, and it all has to make sense.
So you're working. That's what you're working on now?
Yeah. We're finishing up. We're finishing up now.
So there was back like I think in the late 90s, there was a couple of
chronology books.
Yeah.
Those
Did
are
you guys
those are
you use those?
No. The chronology books are great. I have them.
Yeah.
I believe the Okudas wrote them, right?
Yeah.
Phenomenal people. And they're great. They're great as a writer to go through that. But no, I don't think I ever looked the last year. I don't think I ever looked at that book. I'm one to always go directly to canon.
Okay.
So I'll go directly to television shows, films, all that stuff. And a lot of it I just have up here now. So I just know things. So even if I don't know a particular like name, I'll remember what this happened in that episode, and then I need to go to this part of the episode to find it, or that kind of thing, where I'll know.
Wow.
Because it's just ingrained in me, and I still watch Star Trek for fun. So,
All right. So my follow-up is, does the TOS animated series, does that play into this?
it's funny you'll ask that. I will say that we were given like different parts. It's not just myself, I should say. It's also Kelly Fitzpatrick, who's a wonderful author, Jim Johnson, who's a wonderful author, Michael Dismuke, who's a wonderful author, and myself. So the four of us have been working on this for about 14 months, and we were each given like sections to do. So we all have several sections to do. Um, my section was all of TOS, all of the animated series, all of the TOS films.
Yes.
The first two next gen films, so it's Generations and First Contact. And what else did I do? And I did some other stuff. There's other stuff I've done throughout the book. But yeah, TAS, the animated series, is definitely considered canon.
Yes.
Because TAS is very interesting. I'll just say that it's 2269 is primarily the year, which is like the end of like Kirk's 5-year mission. So right after that, there's like a little bit of a leeway, and then the Enterprise gets to refit, and we go into the motion picture. So.
Wow, this is so cool.
Yeah.
Do we have a date for it?
It's coming out November 3rd. I'll give you guys a link for that. We encourage.
Oops, sorry.
Yeah,
I just put up the pre-release link into the chat.
And we encourage and we ask, if for it's even better if you want to order now, because the more orders the better, of course.
Wow. Wow, that's cool. So we got an IFB kind of exclusive. We got a little bit of insight into this developing book that is imminently, right? November
3rd. November 3rd. Yeah.
So see, this is what IFB is about. But Derek, there is always more. However, we always need to know a little bit about your Battlestar Galactica. Is there a connection in your past?
Dude, yes. So, okay. The original BSG, right? The original Kirk Benedict and Star Wars.
Yeah.
Back in the day, you could, I think it was like Starlog magazine, which is really going back. But you could order like the flight jackets.
Holy crap.
Okay. Oh boy. I ordered, and I did. And
did you?
I still like right now I'm in my parents' old apartment. And I'm sure it's here somewhere.
Well, Derek, I'll tell you this because you'll appreciate this. If you ever get a chance, you go on to IFB Interfleet Broadcasting on our social media, you will see that I shared my latest acquisition is an actual poster for that advertisement.
Wow. That's great.
24 by 36. I don't know, like, it just came into the dealer is a poster dealer, got this one copy and just put it out there. I saw it, I bought it immediately. I just had it framed and I shared it. There it is. And it's hanging in my house. It's one of my prized possessions. I also have the jacket. I bought the jacket as well from Starlog. That's my jacket, which I had. I still have it, but obviously, I was a kid when I had it. I was 11.
I was a kid, right?
Yeah,
so it's a smaller jacket.
But I got an actual poster for the Warrior jacket. There it is. It's gigantic. It's like a movie poster for the advertisement, which is super rare.
And didn't the jacket have the pins? It has the pins, right?
Yeah,
I haven't seen mine in forever. But
there it is. There it is. Yeah. So we're gonna actually do an episode by popular demand. We're gonna have another a colleague of yours or a fellow sci-fi writer, Rick Moreno, is gonna come on, and we're gonna have a whole discussion on the whole mythology of the jacket and
Oh
the
wow.
urban legends that go beyond, and there's a lot of intricacies, and so we're going to talk all about it. I have my jacket and we'll talk. I mean, that ad, Derek, it was like, I was like,
Yes.
what? Oh, and it has a story. That poster has a story because it got lost in the mail, and so I'll talk about it in the future. But you brought it
Here it
up. There
is.
it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. I had
please
one.
let me know
I
when
had
you
one
have that
too.
episode. I wanna watch. Yeah,
Absolutely.
I love Battlestar Galactica. There's room in our hearts for all franchises.
Absolutely.
And as good as Battlestar Galactica is, the new one, or the reimagined one,
Yeah.
it's really good too. And it's like apples and oranges. One isn't like
Correct.
better than the other, and it's
Correct.
the same spirit.
Yes.
But yeah, it's great stuff. Battlestar Galactica is great, and I think they're gonna reimagine it again. So I'm
Well,
excited to see.
there's
it got
talk.
canceled.
Some of it got canceled. We know that there's part of it was they were talking about the film, then they were talking about doing Peacock.
Right.
Right now everything is, half of it is
Everything is
definitely dead,
canceled.
and pretty much everything unfortunately doesn't look like it's gonna happen. Um, we also we did a fan film, an homage to the classic Battlestar, as a way to give back to the fans, called the Stranded Warrior, and we did really well. We have like over 30 festival wins, and so it's coming to a close. Actually, we invite you to come and attend the world premiere screening at a convention.
Oh,
So the Stranded Warrior will be screening at Shore Leave. So the trailer, the film, the fan film, and we'll have a full panel. Cast and crew are going to be there, and we would be honored if you would come, if you can, to come and watch it. And we would love to have you. I think you will truly enjoy it. It's hard hitting, a little darker than there it is, Stranded Warrior. It has that dark side to it because even the show had some darker moments,
right.
but we we ran with it, and we really had a fun with it. So yeah, Battlestar is part of our world. Derek, we need you to come back. We need you to we have more to talk about, and you're gonna have hopefully bigger and greater things always. Not that you haven't, but I know there's gonna be more, and we should definitely get back into the trenches and talk more.
Absolutely, it would be an honor. I'm just enjoying talking to you, and there's so many commonalities. That's the beautiful thing about
Yeah,
science fiction, Star Trek, Battlestar. You know, you, we've never met, but hey, we have common ground. You're like, oh, I
absolutely.
like this thing, I like this thing. So yeah, sure.
Oh yeah, and
Anytime I
we
can.
definitely look forward to seeing you at Shore Leave,
Yeah, it's gonna be
and coming over and getting some of those autograph books and taking some pictures. We'll do a little quick interview follow up
sure.
from IFB. It's been quite the pleasure. So, but before you go, Tipsy Toaster, do you have any parting comments, questions, or otherwise for Derek?
No, I'm good. It's fantastic to see a fan get the chance to write stuff for their greatest love, their fan. So if you're a fan of something and you get a chance to write something for that's such a privilege to be given, or earn. You're never given anything. You've earned it.
Yeah.
So therefore, congratulations on that, and thanks for sharing your ideas and crap. What word am I looking for? Your
No,
imagination.
Tipsy, thank you. You're
Yeah.
you're 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 saying it so well. Thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. And you're right, because at no point do I ever think, oh, it's earned, but it's also, I think, it's a responsibility, because even as a fan, you don't want to see anything that's gonna mess with the things that we love, right? You want to try and add to the things that we love and push them forward, you know? So that's always on my mind.
Yeah, you got to give it the you got to give it the due process. You got to give it the, you got to do it for the fandom as well. You're not doing it just for yourself, but you're doing it for everybody else. And well, of course, like you had said before, the some of the things that you wrote in there is like, how are the fans going to take this? Those are those touch points that you kind of got to worry about. But then again, you want to be able to create your vision of Cisco or your vision of the story without you don't want to have to. I hate it when Star Trek and Star Wars and everybody else, they crap all over a new video or a new movie or a new episode or they it's a continuation of a story. It's a continuation of the ability for those characters, whether you like it or not. It continues the fandom. And if you don't continue the fandom, it's going to die. And people will forget about it. And 50 years from now, I mean, who would have thought 60 years of Star Trek? But, 50 years from now, if you don't put something out, if you don't create something, if you don't write something, if you don't have people that are passionate about it, and if you don't inspire others to be passionate about it, then it's going to die. It's going to go away. You won't, it won't be there anymore. I mean, how many don't get me wrong, I still like it. How many old-fashioned Flash Gordons do you watch? So they're gone. I mean, nobody watches that. Nobody. It's because it's aged out, or it's just not got the fandom following that it needs. And you can't create a fandom. You can't create a fervor without more stories, without more videos, without more people involved, without people talking about it. And you are doing that. You are helping people continue on with the Star Trek thing. So really, it's fantastic to talk to people like yourself and others that have the ability to write or imagine and have given the opportunity to write in their favorite their genre, their favorite thing. So great job. Congratulations, and keep doing it. I mean, keep pushing the fandom. Keep making us proud. That's the greatest thing.
As long as they let me, I always say, being asked, of course it's by invitation, and being asked to do anything with Star Trek is like being asked to come to a party, but at the party, you're the DJ.
Yeah.
So it's work. Yep. But it's your responsibility for other people to have fun.
Right. You're giving them
That's
that.
What the DJ does, right?
Yeah. You're giving them that feeling. You're getting them in the mood.
Yeah.
Right. And so that's kind of how I look at it. And at the same time, I'm standing on the shoulders of, Mr. Roddenberry, of all the writers for Deep Space Nine, Mr. Avery Brooks, all those performances. That's what I'm standing on the shoulders of. Right. And hopefully somebody will see that and then continue that forward. So so thank you very much. It is literally an honor to be able to do this material. So thank you.
That's great. Thank you so much for being on. Go ahead. Go ahead, John.
Awesome. I'm meeting you, and surely I'm getting that book signed. So I'm very happy to support that. So
oh yeah, Derek. Here's to you. Here's to your work. Cheers. Keep doing what you do, and like I said, we look forward to seeing you at Shore Leave.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, definitely.
Fans for the fleet.
And I definitely want to watch that film. So yeah, definitely.
Oh,
if I don't
be
see
the East Coast premiere.
Oh wow! So that's gonna be cool. So it's gonna be really busy for me at Shore Leave. So if you see me at a panel or something, come by, grab me, say, "Hey, we're gonna do this thing." So
okay,
I'll be like, "Oh yeah. Don't think, please come by." And so I'll be like, "Yeah, let's do it." So yeah, it'd be
that's
a lot
a
of
deal.
fun.
Thank you, Derek.
Thanks.
All right.
Fans for the fleet.
Thank you so much.
You got it.
Take care.
Take care. All right. Bye-bye.
Man, that's what I'm talking about, right?
Yep.
Right. How many times do we have the pleasure of, talking to somebody as animated that's into what they do. And look, off before we today, earlier today, way before we started prepping for our show, we talked about how, like, man, how do you, what is it, what does it take? How do you get it? How do you get in?
How do you break in?
Yeah, well, you heard it. It's a series of events that line up, but it's talent. When it's all said and done, and you kind of like, look behind the curtain,
Yep.
you gotta have
You
the
can have
talent.
passion, but you need talent.
You need talent. You gotta have that skill, and it's there. When you're ready, you step up because you've done some stuff, and there you go. Right? It's by invitation. He said that it's by invitation. It's not only, you could be a great writer and you've written all this stuff, but somewhere, somehow, somebody's got to see it. And then they were like, okay, that's it. Boom. And when given the opportunity, you take it. And I'm like jazzed. I'm looking to get that book and the timeline book too. That's another one, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's long coming. And it's all about the canon too. Right. Yeah. So the Okuda books and the older books weren't about, so much about the canon. They try to introduce a lot of other things, I believe. But this looks promising as well. I am really, really jazzed. Looking forward to seeing them at Shore Leave. So I think, John, again, well done. Great spot, great segment you had, and what a great interview, man.
Yeah,
it was awesome.
Speculative jacket, like, holy crap.
Yeah, right. So it was like just like meant to be, right? How random is that? So
he's definitely a fan. He does his research, and I know Kennedy. I've seen him a couple of times at some cons, and we're trying to get him on the show. And if he's talking good about him, he's a good writer. So Kennedy is pretty good too. He's wrote a lot of stuff. And
yeah, man, it's really cool. So I'm glad we had the opportunity, John. Thank you very much for hooking that up. Keep doing what you do. Valued MVP of IFB. We've said that before. So thank you. And we're jazzed about Shore Leave, guys.
Sure. I'm sorry. It's gonna be a lot of BSG fans.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be
a good time.
Yeah, we're gonna take over. You Star Trek people, just what are you doing here?
Yeah. Well, look, as we wrap up here, guys, I've been, I've actually had phone calls with management at Shore Leave, and I told, they were like, hey, you guys at IFB, you're putting together a whole bunch of BSGers and the fans and your people in IFB and Stranded Warrior. And I said, and he goes, it's funny because this is 60th anniversary of Star Trek. And I said, look, there are others that handle Star Trek and others that handle Star Wars, and other fandoms are handled by others. We have our slice of the pie, and that's BSG. So we're going to bring our unique spin and our fandom and our people and our BSGers and IFBers to Shore Leave. And I know that you guys on another level are going to handle the Star Treks and the Star Wars and all the other Stargate. There'll be other fans that'll do that for you. Yeah, Stargate.
Free autographs, right?
So
the Stargate people. That's amazing.
Yeah. So we're doing our part as sci-fi fans / Battlestar Galactica, and then there'll be others that are going to handle all the other stuff, and they're embracing it. Shore Leave is embracing us. They're fans as well, and they look forward to having us. I told them that we're going to have some Cylons there. I told them we're going to have Colonial Warriors. Who knows? Maybe even a Count Iblis. It's going to be really cool. I think we're going to have a good time. I know we're going to have a good time, and so. Tipsy, thanks.
A film cast, so it's gonna be a lot of actors too, and it's gonna be fanzine writers, and it's gonna be crazy.
Yep, absolutely. Tipsy, thanks for doing the unboxing live. You weren't too sure about what the heck's gonna happen, but Crop Circle.
My worst nightmare was that would be silver when I opened it.
Doing what you do.
That was my worst nightmare. I was like, if I open this up and it's silver, I'm going to cry. I knew they had it right.
I saw the gold. Gold in the boot.
Yeah, it's like,
Yeah, that's
Okay.
right. That's right. Look, Crop Circle makes a really, really good product.
Yeah,
It's
they,
so good that Tipsy's purchased two of them, right?
yeah,
He has the
and they were in
original
the 2004
Silence and
version,
Dream.
the Raider or the Centurion that's in the box in the museum.
Yeah,
That was built by them.
yeah.
So pretty cool.
Was it really?
Yeah, that was theirs.
Oh wow, did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I've communicated a little bit, but at Tipsy I know that you've obviously communicated with them a lot. And we invited them to shore leave. I invited them to shore leave. I don't believe they're going to be able to make it. I told them that there will be representation because the Cylons will be there, and they're very proud of their work. We're gonna try at some point, hopefully, to have them come on to IFB. They're
Yep.
open to it. So when that happens, I think it'll be a lot of fun to talk about, decisions on how, why they crafted certain things that they did, and we'll see. We'll take it from there. But thank you, Tipsy, for sharing that unboxing with us.
Oh,
I
it was
think
fun.
it's cool. Oh,
That's
absolutely, John.
that's an
Thank you
expensive
for
unboxing, by the way.
yeah.
It's a very expensive
well.
unboxing.
Yes, it is, but it's for the love
It's
of
totally worth it.
Battlestar.
Totally worth it.
Oh, absolutely. John, thank you for doing what you do, your segment, and then of course, setting up all the guests.
Yeah, thank you for having me on. Thank you.
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
I still have a historical document video from Mr. Marshall.
Okay.
Do we want to throw that one up? This is historical for Eastern Alliance, or you want to wait till next week?
Let's wait till next. Let's go ahead. Throw it up. Let's do
All
it.
right. So we, here at Interfleet Broadcasting, we're all about the accuracy and the history. So we actually have a historical video put together by our own Chris Marshall in regards to the Eastern Alliance. So here we go. And it helps if I turn the audio on.
Three years before the Great Terran World War and Eastern Alliance victory, a group of roughly 100 members of a joint venture called the Terran Economic Concern founded the first off-planet Terran settlement. Famine brought the colony to the brink of failure before the arrival of a new group of colonists and supplies from Terra 3 years after initial colonization. Once the colony became viable and industry started to boom, U-119. The element that fuels Starspeed technology became Lunar One's first profitable export to Terra. Due to its economic and military importance, Lunar One was annexed into the Terran government. Lunar One has served as the oldest colony of Terra. However, a fervor of revolt spread through the colony. Agents of the Western nationalists repeatedly attacked and almost disrupted U-119 production. As a result, Supreme Commandant Persoff called into session the House of Deputies, directing them to approve military action on Lunar One. The order was given to the Eastern Alliance Navy to restore order. Admiral Nevalis Nylon, selected by Supreme Commandant Persoff himself, took command of Battle Group A and departed Terra with a promise not to return until the spirit of revolt was crushed on Lunar One. Once Eastern Alliance forces were landed, Admiral Nylon immediately went to work rooting out all dissenters. Every man, woman, and child who was against the Alliance was not spared in the attack. When it was discovered that the provincial government of Lunar One was planning to assist the Western nationalist movement on Terra, Admiral Nylon ordered a planetary bombardment utilizing the main weapon of the new Lightning-class battleships. The results were quick and decisive. Within 6 hours of the initial attack, all resistance was eliminated. The leader of the Western nationalist insurgents, Major Charlie Watts, was taken into custody. And Lunar One belonged to the Eastern Alliance once again.
Very historical.
Wow, mediocre modelers in there. Way to go, Chris Marshall. Man, you have such an obsession with the Eastern Alliance. Okay.
That would be a problem, maybe.
I don't know, but he is so talented. The CG guys, Chuck and Chris are super talented. Thanks for putting together that fun, video. You guys
said
are
historical document wrong.
All right. Anyway, fans fuel the fleet, guys. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being with us live. Thanks for having fun with us. Everybody who watches us later on rerun, thank you as well. We look forward to hearing from you and invites. For those of you that we invite, please accept the invites and please continue supporting.
Hey, Pete, don't forget this just came out.
Oh, boy, yeah. How can we forget? The for those that are interested, our IFB Interfleet Broadcasting Compendium
hardback is out
is done. Yeah, the hardback is now out.
Oh, awesome.
And thank you for those of you that have bought. We hit the bestseller list, and it's pretty amazing. So thank you very much, guys.
I like the hardback. It's really clear.
It's 5.5 years of everybody that was on IFB, all our guests, everything that was all the episodes, QR codes, so you can go to them. It's pretty cool for anyone that's interested. It's ebook, right? You can get the ebook, you can get the soft cover, you can get the hardcover.
And if you are a Kindle Unlimited, you can just read it off of Kindle Unlimited for free.
So they can't beat that. So thanks, guys. Thanks, Chris, for bringing that up. Look forward to seeing you again the following week. Okay, we're gonna have another guest.
Same bat channel, same bat place.
And there you go.
All
right,
Phil
guys.
from Tops will be on next week.
Who's that? Say again.
Phil from Tops.
Oh, Tops.
Cool,
Yeah.
Phil.
And Eric Allard.
Excellent.
Awesome. Thanks, John.
Looking forward to you. Thanks, John. See you guys next time.
Yep. Fans fuel the fleet.
Fans fuel the fleet.
Thanks for the fleet, guys. Have a good night. Enjoy your week.
I'm out of alcohol.
Okay. That's good beer. That's really good beer.